Hello, my name is Jordan Bragg, and today I'll be telling you how to make pizza. First, you take a pizza crust package and you pour it in a bowl. And then you take half a cup of warm water and you pour it in with your pizza crust. And you mix it around for about 20 or 30 stirs or so. And make sure that you get all the dough pushed in together, formed into a nice little circle at the bottom of your bowl. Make sure it comes all off the spoon. You might have to use your hands a little bit just to get it all worked in there. And then while that sits, I'm going to put a towel over it for a little bit and let it sit while I go over to my pan over here. And I take some cooking spray and spray my pan just a little so that it doesn't stick as much to the bottom. And then I'm going to come back over to my pizza dough that just sat, and I'm going to take some flour and put it on my hands so I can work with the dough a little better when I'm trying to work it out in the pan. I don't want it sticking to my hands the whole time. And then I'm going to come back over to my pan and set it right in the middle, and then I'm going to just work it out to the edges as much as I can. And make sure you're pressing evenly on all sides when you're doing it. And you might need just a little more flour at times if it's sticking. And spread the flour out on it. Make sure you get it about half an inch or so evenly from all the edges. And then it looks pretty even on the edges, so if it's not, you might have to work with it a little. Make sure that it doesn't get higher in any of the other areas. And once you have that all down and pressed, you're going to go over and get some butter. And you're going to spread the butter on your crust so it'll bake a lot nicer and get the nice golden brown on it. And just about 2 teaspoons or so of butter should be good, and just work it out to all the edges of your pan. And then you will take some Italian seasoning and spread it on your crust. And then you'll take some pizza sauce and spread it onto your pizza dough. It takes me about a can or so of pizza sauce. This was just a half a can that I poured on here. And make sure, if you like just a little sauce, you should only use about a half a can or so. And make sure it spreads evenly. Get it all over the crust so it's all very even, all the way out to the edges. And if that's not enough for your likings, you can always put more on there. And then you're going to take your toppings, which I'm going to use some sauerkraut, and spread it all over the pizza. And make sure if you're using sauerkraut that you make sure you drain the juices out of it so you don't get all that extra juice in your sauce. And then, after you're done spreading your sauerkraut all over your pizza, you're going to take, in my case, I'm going to take some pepperonis and Canadian bacon. And I'm going to bring it over. And I'll put the Canadian bacon on first. And I'm just going to go in a circle all around the pizza. And make sure that they're touching edge to edge. Just so that you get an even coat of the Canadian bacons. And if you don't want to use pepperonis, the only reason that I use them is because there's not enough Canadian bacons in a package and it gives it a little extra flavor for the pizza. So, and you might overlap some of them if you like that Canadian bacon taste in your pizza. And make sure before you start to preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Your pizza will cook for about 11 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. And if you make sure that you watch the pizza so it doesn't become too dark or too light, because you want the dough to make sure to get completely done. And I'm just spreading the pepperonis all over the pizza. And then, now that I'm done spreading the pepperonis, I'm going to come over and I'm going to get my cheese. And I use a whole bag of pizza blend or mozzarella cheese on the pizza. And you just make sure that it's layered evenly throughout. And some people I know use a pizzazz maker like this one to put their pizzas on, but sometimes I do use the oven because it does give the pizza a little more of the crispiness that you would like. And I use that whole bag of cheese. I'm going to wash my hands off quick. And then, now that you have your layer of crust, you have your butter, you have your Italian seasoning, then we put the Canadian bacons, and we put the pepperonis, and we put the cheese, and make sure not to forget the sauce right in there. We're going to take it over to the oven, and we're going to bake it for about 11 to 15 minutes in the oven. And that is how you make a pizza. Thank you.